So for beginning yoga students that are doing a practice on the back, there are a couple of props that are recommended. One being a strap, and two being a block, and three being a blanket. So to begin, we'll roll the blanket up. Any old couch blanket will do. So it's in this tube shape, and just put it about a third way up the mat, and then put your props to the side. You'll come onto the back with the knees over the blanket, which has now become a bolster, and just let the legs release. Move the shoulder blades down the spine. Just let the legs be relaxed and the hands where it feels comfortable for them to be. So it could be on the hips, it could be against the earth, and it could be with the palms facing the sky. The general rule for hands is that palms up is a more receiving position, palms down is more grounding, and palms on the body can feel more calming or nurturing. So as we begin the practice, explore that and feel what seems right for you, and just go with it. And so to begin, as with any yoga practice, we begin with centering. First, noticing the way that the floor supports the body. Notice the feeling of the floor under the shoulders, the hips, your heels. Notice the breath, whether you're breathing lightly or deeply. Notice the sounds in your room, perhaps sounds from outside. Begin to lengthen the breath. So breathing in a little longer into the heart and lungs. Exhaling a little longer. Continuing with this slower breath. Allowing any thoughts that you notice to just move through the mind. Just watch your thoughts like you might observe the stars in the night sky, or as you might observe clouds moving across the sky. And try to just let any tension of the day, anything that occurred before, anything that needs doing later on or later this week, just for this moment, put it aside. Just allow the body to release and relax into the floor as you continue with this deeper breath. Continue to deepen the breath even more. So this time breathing into the abdomen, exhaling fully from the belly place and heart and lungs. And as you inhale, imagine a ball of light moving up from the base of the spine. It moves all the way up the front of the spine, pausing at the forehead, and then on the exhale, imagine that ball of light moving down the back of the spine, pausing there. Continuing, inhaling, the ball of light moves up the front of the spine, where it pauses, then as you exhale, it moves down the back of the spine. As you continue with this breath and with this image, imagine that as the ball of light moves upward, it's like a magnet, and it draws any residual stress or tension or worry, anything negative that's not working for you, it draws that up. And it's magically transformed as it moves down the base of the spine, or the back of the spine rather. You just notice that there's more space and ease as those things have been removed. Inhale, bring the ball of light up the front of the spine. Allow it to draw up any negativity. And as you exhale, the ball of light moves down the base of the spine, back of the spine rather. Continue with that image. Just imagining as you continue that with every breath, you're filling your mind and your body with more space and more place for ease and contentment. Negativity and frustration is drawn away, and in its place, you'll bring in something positive. The next time that the ball of light moves through the heart space, allow it to pause. Continue with a natural breath now, and just imagine that light begins to grow brighter and it begins to expand outward through the arms and legs, eventually expanding through the fingers and the toes, out through the crown of the head, the bottoms of the feet, until the entire field of light surrounds you, at once sort of hugging you and also protecting you. And from here we'll begin our practice. Inhale, bring the arms overhead skyward, fingertips open to the sky, open the hands wide, make a fist, spread the fingers wide, make a fist. And then circle the wrists one direction and then the other. Inhale, open the arms wide like wings. Exhale, cross the arms, making an X. Then pat yourself on the shoulders. Move the elbows towards the sky. Slide the shoulder blades down the back a bit if you can. Then take a deep inhale into the space between the shoulder blades. Pause, then exhale. Another deep inhale. Pause, then exhale. And last time, inhale. Pause, and then exhale. Inhale, open the arms wide. Exhale, make an X with the arms, opposite arm on top this time, then pat yourself on the shoulders. Lift the elbows skyward, take a deep breath into the space between the shoulder blades. Exhale, release the breath. 2 more times. Pause, exhale. And last time, inhale. Pause and exhale. Then inhale, fingertips to sky, arms open like wings. Exhale, fingertips to sky, palms to earth. Step the feet against the earth, knees skyward. Scoot the blanket a little closer to the hips, and then move the blanket to the side. From here, stretch the legs long, reach the arms overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale. And exhale, sweep the arms down. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale, sweep the arms down. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Pause here. Allow the breath to become natural. Then step the feet to the earth. Now draw the knees to the chest, hands to knees, and squeeze the knees towards the chest. Then gently press the knees away, straightening the arms. Continue a couple of more times. Then circle the knees one direction. Nice and slow. Change directions. And pause at center. Place the hands to the earth. Extend the feet skyward. Point and flex the ankles. Circle out the ankles. Bring some movement to the legs. Then give yourself a big hug. As the knees move towards the chest, then release shoulders to the mat, step the feet to the earth. Bring the arms out to the side, like perhaps 45 degrees, or like cactus arms. Step the feet about mat distance apart, and very slowly start to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Keep this nice and slow. Pause at center. Step the feet about hip distance apart. Draw the heels a little closer to the hips. Then draw the right knee to the chest. Now from here, flex the right ankle. Press the knee to the chest, extend the left leg long. Options here would be to have the left heel to the mat or raised slightly. Press the belly button towards the spine. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lift head and heart towards knee. Continue to press this right knee towards the chest and push out through the bottom of the left foot. Keep the belly button moving towards the spine. Continue with the breath. Keep the eyes soft, the eyebrows soft. And then release head and shoulders to the floor. Extend both legs long. Reach arms overhead. Exhale, draw the left knee towards the chest. Keep the left ankle flexed. Continue to press the knee towards the chest. Push out through the bottom of the right foot. Think of pressing the back of the right leg into the floor. Then press the belly button towards the spine. For a little more intensity, raise the right heel an inch or so off the floor. And then for a little more intensity, take a big inhale. Exhale, draw head and heart towards knee. Continue with the breath, face soft, legs active, core active. Then release the head and shoulders, release the right ankle, extend both legs long. Reach arms overhead, big inhale. And exhale, release the hands to the mat. From here, find your strap. Step both feet to the earth. Draw the right knee towards your chest and hook the strap over your foot. Extend the heel towards the ceiling. The grip on the strap should be very light. Notice if your right hip is moving towards your shoulder. Extend both legs long. Point your toes towards your nose. Press the heel towards the ceiling. Knee can be bent, straightened as much as possible, but not locked. So from here, gently draw the strap towards the torso. For a little more intensity, extend the left leg long along the mat. Keep the belly button moving towards the spine, so gut sucked in. Keep the eyebrows soft, the breath consistent. And for a little more intensity, take a deep inhale. And exhale, lift head and heart towards knee. Now, option here would be to keep the left foot to the earth. Just draw the right leg closer. Explore that. What feels best for you? Give yourself permission to not be in the deepest extent of the pose. From here, making sure that you're free of obstacles on each side, bring your left arm out to the side. Keep the right leg straight, heel flexed, and then open the leg like you would a book. Here, try to keep both hips planted into the earth, both shoulders planted into the earth. Continue to extend out through the bottom of your right foot. Continue with the breath. Then very gently Bring the leg back to center. Bend the right knee, remove the strap. Here, place the right ankle on the left knee so the legs make the shape of a number 4. Press the right thigh away from you. Now for many people, this is the fullest extent of the pose. Simply pressing on the leg will help open the hip. Now if you'd like a little more intensity, first everyone we need to flex the right ankle, then draw the left thigh perpendicular to the floor. Interlace the fingers around the left thigh, so draw the thigh closer. Then actively press the right elbow into the right thigh. Keep both ankles flexed. Now this is more of an advanced cue, but it is a wonderful cue, and see if it works for you. So imagine your right sits bone. So, the bottom part of your hip, and imagine moving that towards the left sits bone. You might notice just a very slight opening in the right hip. If not, not to worry. With enough practice, you'll have that aha moment. Just trust that you're exactly where you need to be in your practice right now. So from here, release the left foot to the earth. Bring the right foot next to the left. Step the knees and ankles together. Bring your arms out like goalposts. Now, oftentimes people who are tighter through the shoulders, the arms might be like this. Now, if that's not comfortable for you, find a position that helps you feel grounded. Recall that our goal is to have ease and stability in our practice. You should feel grounded, especially when we're laying on the floor. So find a position that works for you. Then pick the hips up off the mat, move them to the right about 3 inches, and let the knees move to the left. Now, a number of things happen here depending on people's bodies. Sometimes the knees only come to about here, and if that's painful, find your blanket and just place it under the knees. Another thing that happens is as the knees move over to the side, the shoulder comes up. So actively press the right shoulder into the earth. Now for a little added intensity here, instead of having the knees stacked, as we move into this, you could cross the right leg over the left. And then as we moved into this pose, bring the right hips out to the right and the knees to the left. Crossing the legs will just bring you a little more intensity. There's no right or wrong, and there's no reason to be any place that is painful, pinching, or perceived more advanced. This is about meeting yourself where you're at, honoring that, and knowing that little by little with practice, you'll get into these deeper poses, and it's very rewarding as you do. So to move out of this shape, we'll first press belly button towards spine, making the core strong. Then bring the knees back to center and the hips back to center. We'll uncross the legs, draw the knees into the chest, rock left and right. Then from here, we place the feet to the earth. Find your strap. Draw the left knee towards your chest. Hook the strap over your foot. Extend the left foot skyward. Flex the ankle. Press the left hip away from you. So both side bodies are long. Ankle is flexed, toes point towards the nose. Knee is not locked, slightly bent. Or very bent, if that's as straight as you can get it, that's okay. But gently draw the leg closer. Keep the core active. Options here, extend the right leg. If you do, keep the ankle flexed and imagine you're pressing one foot towards the sky, one foot away from you, but keeping the hips square. So this is very active. Another option would be to just keep the right foot to the earth. Pay attention to what feels comfortable in your low back. Then final option would be to, as you take a deep inhale, exhale, lift head and heart towards knee. Finding whatever feels right for you today with the right leg. Try to do the same thing on this side as you did on the first side. Continue with your breath. And then release the head and the shoulders to the floor. Bring the right foot back to the earth. Press up through the left heel and allow the left leg to open like a book. Again, being mindful to keep both hips planted into the earth as much as possible. Continue with the breath. Continue to keep the muscles of the face completely relaxed. Then draw the left leg back to center. Bring the knee to your chest. Release the strap. Draw both knees to the chest. Circle the knees one direction and then the other. Then replace the feet to the earth. Extend both legs long. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Release the hands to the earth. We'll bring the feet back to the earth, knees skyward. This time bringing the left ankle to the right knee. Perhaps it's enough to just press the left hand into the thigh, pushing the leg away from you. Opening the left hip. Notice my foot is just sort of flapping around. Flex the ankle as that helps to protect the knee. And for more intensity, you'll draw the right leg towards the torso. Keep the knee at 90 degrees. Interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. Here, actively, if it's available to, press the left elbow into the left thigh. Imagine moving the left sits bone towards the right. As you continue with the breath, then release the right foot to the floor. Unstack the legs. Bring the legs in next to one another. Bring the arms out to the side as comfortable for you. Pick the hips up off of the mat. Move them to the left about 3 inches. Place them back down on the earth. Then move the knees to the right. So for here, a little more intensity would be to bring the right hand to the left knee. Press the knees to the earth. Press the left shoulder into the earth. Imagine that you're wringing out a towel and stretching it long. Of course, if you want to be a little deeper in the pose, you can cross the legs. Again, listening to your body, but also being consistent from side to side. And release the hands. Activate the core, bring the knees back to center and the hips back to center. Uncross the legs. Bring the ankles next to one another and allow the knees to open like a book. Again here, this can sometimes feel very vulnerable for people, so moving the palms to the earth or the hands to the abdomen feels a little more soothing, a little more comforting than having the arms open and skyward. Then bring the hands to the outside of the thighs. Close the knees. Step the heels in closer to the hips. Find your block. Now, if you don't have a block, you could use a super thick book, or just skip this pose. You can just draw the knees into the chest, have the legs skyward, or find another variation of something that feels comfortable to you. If you do have a block, we'll have the heels in towards the hips, raise the hips, and place the block underneath. Palms to earth. So the ankles should be directly underneath the knees here, and the shoulders, practice rolling them up and underneath. So this is called supported arch. A more advanced pose is called bridge, but for today's practice, this is perfect. This is really all we need for a little mini inversion. Options would be to bring knees to chest. You can even bring feet skyward. Just finding what feels good for you. If you'd like to open through the front body, you can even experiment with opening the legs long. But this can tend to create pressure in the low back, so do that with caution. We'll stay here about 15 more seconds. Then we'll lift the hips slightly. We'll lower the hips to the earth. Draw the knees to the chest. Curl up into a little ball. Then release the left foot to the earth, right foot skyward. Interlace the hands behind the right thigh. It's okay to have the knee bent if it needs to be, but wherever you're at, press the thigh into the hands. Press the heel skyward. Press that right hip away from you so you're long in both side bodies. Continue with the breath. Then release. Release the right foot to the earth, extend the left foot skyward. Interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. Press the thigh into the hands. Then press the hands into the thigh. Imagine moving the left hip away from you or towards the wall opposite you, such that both your left side and your right side are equally long. Flex the left ankle, press it towards the ceiling, and continue with that isometric movement of leg into hands, hands into leg. Then release the foot to the earth. Extend both arms overhead, both legs long, and release the hands to the earth. Now notice here, how does your low back feel? An option might be to bring the feet mat distance apart, knees bent, and just relax the knees into one another. Option 2, as we do final relaxation, is to have both legs long, feet open slightly. My preference is usually to have the knees tenting in. It just feels better for me in my low back. As before, palms can be facing the earth, palms can be skyward, palms can be to the torso. Whatever feels best for you today. If it's comfortable for you, close the eyes. And just as we began the practice, we end the practice with centering, having come full circle through this little floor yoga journey. So now feel the floor beneath you. Feel the texture of the mat against your skin. Notice the areas of your body that touch the floor and the sensation of that. Bring awareness from the bottoms of your feet up through the legs and into the hips. Allow the legs to be released of any lingering tension. Bring your awareness now up through the torso, through the heart and lungs. Just notice the movement of the body that's created by your breath. And notice whether you're breathing lightly or deeply, without judgment. Just notice. Then bring your awareness into the shoulders, the arms. Just allow them to release. Ask yourself, is there any more tension here I can let go of? And just let the arms sort of melt into the floor. Bring the attention to the palms of your hands, your fingers, and notice if you can connect with any sensation there, any energy emanating through the palms. Now bring your awareness up through the hands and the arms and the shoulders, up into the neck and head. Relax the jaw. Allow the eyebrows and the brow center to be soft. Ask yourself if there's any tension that can be released around the eyes. And we'll pause here, just like this, for about 45 more seconds. If the mind starts to wander, just bring yourself back. Just notice your thoughts as you might observe clouds moving across the sky. Finally, bring gentle movement to your fingers and toes. Perhaps move the head from side to side. And as you're ready, very gently turn onto your right side. Just pause there for a moment. Then extend your upper leg along the floor and use the strength of your arms and your hands to press the earth away from you as you slowly come into a seated position. Now, seated might mean legs crossed. It could mean feet out in front of you. Find something that is comfortable, where you can sit with the spine long and the shoulders and arms released. As we complete our practice, bring one hand and then the other over your heart. Keep the eyes closed or the gaze soft to the floor in front of you. And just take a moment to honor yourself for bringing yourself to this practice today, and for doing something for yourself that is so beneficial on many levels. Now, you may wish to have your hands remain here or bring your palms together in front of your heart. In yoga, this form symbolizes the union of opposites, of left side, right side, of mind and body, of inward attention, outward attention, action and inaction, and so on and so forth. But it's the symbol of connection. So thank you so much for connecting with me and sharing in this practice today. The goodness in me honors the goodness in you. Namaste. Thank you for practicing, for sticking with me for these past 35 minutes. If you'd like to extend the practice, just do the chair-seated yoga practice. That's about a 20-minute practice. It can also be downloaded. You can do it right here from the floor or do it from a chair. So thank you very much, guys. Take care. Have a good day or evening. I lost my mouse. Thanks. Bye.